morning. As the coffee kicks in, I just wanted to take us back a few years. When I grew up as a young girl, I imagined a future that would be more fair and just. So I happened to grow up in a Swedish suburb on the west coast of Sweden. I lived on a street with pink and white villas where free healthcare and free education was in abundance. I also happened to spend my summers, though, in Shanghai, a chaotic, unforgiving, and really exciting city. At least that's what I thought. And, for those of you who've been, it can easily get over 100 degrees hot in the summer. So these two places were two very different realities for me. On the one hand, you had an Asian megacity that was growing so fast, where, the skylines were rising almost as fast as economic inequality. And on the other hand, Northern Europe, very politically correct, where strong social justice values were everywhere, and gender-neutral bathrooms were the norm. And so, as a young girl, I imagined a future that would have a bit of both of these things. The excitement and the ideas that I saw that made Shanghai vibrate and that resonated with me so much, but also economic growth and development that was more sustainable. So I thought that why is there not a world where not only a few of us will benefit from prosperity, but where every girl like me, a young girl, would have a bright future full of opportunities. And this is why I find that the 17 UN Sustainable Development Goals are so amazing. Because they present a vision for the world we want. It's a roadmap that is agreed by all governments around the world to create financial, social, and environmental value. So fast forward to today. It's February, New Year's has passed us. Work is ramping up. We're getting ready for the beach, probably. In a room full of smart and ambitious people, I have a feeling that many of you have done some thinking about, what are your professional and personal goals for the year? Well, for the world, the 17 Sustainable Development Goals of the UN are the world's KPIs, the key performance indexes. Achieving these goals by 2030 has the potential to not only generate peace and shared prosperity on a healthy planet, but it also opens up $12 trillion in market opportunities. Yeah, $12 trillion. That's quite a huge number. So how is that possible? Because these goals are universal, they're interconnected and exponential in nature. So I've talked a lot about these goals, but I wanted to show them to you as well. These are the 17 chosen ones, adopted by all governments around the world for their impact on people, on planet, and on prosperity. And the most exciting thing to me is that the fashion industry has significant power to determine whether we will succeed to meet these goals. The way that the industry is doing business is impacting at least 10 of the goals directly, if not all of them. But it's very clear to me that we'll need innovation and we'll need change to even be close to getting there. So, what does this all have to do with the UN Global Compact? Why am I speaking here today? What are we doing at the UN to change the industry together? So let me explain very briefly what we are. As the world's largest corporate sustainability initiative, we have a group of 10,000 companies that are part of working with us to uphold UN values around the globe. And to be more concrete, our work is grounded in something we call the Global Compact 10 Principles. They are derived from UN declarations, and they cover human rights, labor, environment, and anti-corruption issues. And our mission is really to help companies to support the Sustainable Development Goals through incorporating these principles into their businesses. So we're saying that if you are adhering to these 10 principles as a company, you will inherently be able to contribute to the world's vision, the vision that we all want. And we're also acutely aware that innovation and sustainability are very interlinked and that they both drive the business bottom line. A report by the Environmental Defend Fund last year found that 72% of CEOs strongly believe that business goals and environmental goals are more aligned now than they were 5 years ago. And this is largely thanks to technology. 91% of them agreed as well that it was the emerging technologies that can help the bottom line as well as the environmental goals. But, you guys are smart people, so you know this already. The business case is clear, the global development case is clear. To achieve the world's KPIs, we will need innovation. So my goal today is to show you some examples of what companies are doing to innovate, to build stronger businesses, but also a stronger planet, really. But first, what do we mean at the UN when we talk about innovation? What does it mean to us? Our work at the UN is, when it comes to innovation, is grounded in something we call breakthrough innovation thinking. So in very brief terms, we ask companies to, 1, embrace new mindsets, meaning don't just think about improving 10%, improve 10 times more. And 2, design and test new business models that can really change the way that you're doing business in a big way. And 3, develop and deploy disruptive technologies actively. And through an initiative that is called the Breakthrough Innovation Action Platform that we're running, we brought together a diverse group of stakeholders. So we had companies, we had entrepreneurs, technologists, UN people, policy people, and they all came together and they created a roadmap for how can companies do business through breakthrough innovation while contributing to the Sustainable Development Goals. And one of the activities that we launched in this work was something we call the Breakthrough Innovation Challenge. And in this particular challenge that we last did, we had 17 entrepreneurs from 7 major companies from different sectors come together to see how they could incorporate sustainability into their businesses, leveraging disruptive technologies and innovative thinking. And one of these companies was Nestle, a food and beverage company you probably all know of. As a company that sells, vast volumes of fast-moving consumer goods, they are acutely aware that they have a big waste problem. And I think for the fashion industry is often the same thing. And Nestle realized that a lot of the waste comes from once they've sold the product to the customer, because there's a lot of goods that are never being used. So as part of the challenge, they wanted to find a way to help families make smarter purchasing decisions, which would both save them money, but also make sure to reduce the negative impact that was coming from all these unused goods that were sold. And it turns out that consumers actually struggle to find time to effectively manage their groceries and plan their meals, yours truly included, which often leads to the wrong purchasing decisions. So through leveraging artificial intelligence, big data, and really personalization, Nestle created an application that makes their interaction with consumers much less of a transactional thing, really, and more of a personal, ongoing relationship. Through this, they were hoping to reduce the negative impact from overproducing so much food and packaging, while also beginning to play a new role, perhaps, as not just a product provider, but as a service provider. And transforming from product to service is, of course, something that many consumer goods businesses are struggling with in terms of, how can we become more circular in our business model. So perhaps something similar like this could be done in the fashion industry, or perhaps something like this is being done already. Now, imagine a future where purchasing clothes will no longer be the default option if I want to, if I need something new or if I want something new. You'll take a look in the mirror. It's equipped with sensors. It'll give you a quick body scan, and you'll immediately be able to take that scan from your mirror to your 3D printer, and you'll be able to print the clothes you want in the comfort of your own home. Clothes will be bespoke, unique, and fit you perfectly. Sounds pretty nice, I think. So instead of serving as textile that we use to beautify ourselves, clothes are also going to help us stay healthy, stay on time, and potentially protect us from extreme weather. People are no longer going to have a library card, but they might have a clothing library card. And when textiles reach the end of use, we'll, together with our organic kitchen waste, be able to recycle that very easily into marvelous new fabrics. And sustainability as a word itself, which is, that has brought so many of us together here, will no longer have a meaning because the conscious choice will be the only choice. I mean, I often get the question, so what do you think the future of fashion is like? And honestly, I have no idea. But I know that there's a lot of advancement happening in technology, through innovation, through people. And innovation is really happening throughout all levels of the industry right now. So I just wanted to take the second half of this talk to show you a few quick examples. I mean, I think it's painfully clear that we'll need to find new materials for the clothes that we use in the future. Rapidly renewable resources, including kelp, which is one of the fastest growing organisms in the world, 10 times faster than bamboo, is being used to create very durable yet degradable yarns. And this is actually a project happening at FIT, which I know is also here today to talk to us. The way that we design and create will be revolutionized. Designers are already leveraging virtual reality to sculpt for faster visualization. They're using 3D printing for manufacturing while having blockchain, log every single step of the creative phase at the same time. If you're feeling peckish still after breakfast, have a sweater. It's made of orange. Or if you're more into liquids, there's also milk or coffee options. Imagine that climate-damaging carbon dioxide will become a valuable raw material at scale. And this technology has existed for a while, but now it's really, being used commercially, where carbon dioxide is being transformed into carbon-based foam, and it will soon be in a mattress or upholstered couch near you. So to be clear, this is what it looks like. In case anyone is looking for a business opportunity, by the way, the market for products that sequester carbon will be in the range of 800 billion to 1.1 trillion per year by 2030. This, ladies and gentlemen, could be our future. Of course, innovation doesn't have to be about technology or even inventing new things. It could also be reimagining the value chain. This company empowers the people that manufacture the clothes to also design them. I think it's such a simple but genius idea. By bringing forward the skills and the heritage of the seamsters and seamstresses into the design itself, you're giving these people a voice and also reshaping our value chain. That's some great innovation, in my opinion, at least. So, back to the globe. What do young girls today imagine the future to be like? What will the world look like in 50 or 100 years? Is clothes even going to be around? Are they going to serve the same purpose? There are many brilliant minds out there working on some fantastic projects right now, and I know that some of them are here today to talk to us about it, and I'm really looking forward to hearing them. And I also hope that some of the examples that I showed you were able to inspire you at least a little bit. Some of the companies that I showed we've worked with at the Global Compact, some we haven't yet. But today is not really about the Global Compact and what we've done. Today is about what you guys are all going to do and are doing as innovators. In closing, I just wanted to remind you of these guys. The UN Sustainable Development Goals. I hope that they can be your guiding star if you want to stay in business for the long run in the fashion industry. And remember that we desperately need bold innovation to achieve them. As the UN Global Compact, we could support you. Of course, we can bring key actors together, but really, you're the guys who need to do the work and will be doing the work. And in preparing this talk, I asked around about examples of what are others in the industry doing that is innovative and that is delivering on the goals. And in closing, I'd like to invite you to answer the same question. What are you doing today to transform the industry? What is your vision of our future? Thank you very much.